Does he still use his tiptoes?
Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? Welcome to the Inspired live stream here on the Inspired channel. My name is Jean Nolan. This is my wonderful wife, Kristin Nolan.
Welcome, everyone.
And Inspired Tribe. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we are unapologetically free, Inspired Tribe. Unapologetically free. It is Monday, December 6th, 2021, 20 WON 21. What a year. What a huge, monumental, transformational year in our human history. Absolutely monumental. I think we will realize what kind of catalyst this year really was for so many things. But Tribe, first of all, before we dive into anything today, let me say thank you for everyone who showed up on Saturday for the Joe Dispenza watch party. It was absolutely amazing. We dove into Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, a 2-hour segment with Dr. Joe, absolutely amazingly, speaking about the science, the spirituality, and the connection, and how transformation really works, and why it doesn't work, and why it does work. And then we did an amazing meditation together. And I want to thank everyone at Gaia. I want to thank everyone who showed up. There was such a beautiful energy. The folks at Gaia gave us beautiful feedback. They felt the energy. They felt the energy in the live chat. I wanted to congratulate everyone who decided to continue the work with Dr. Joe on Gaia Events Plus, it's an absolutely amazing offer for this spiritual university that they have. And so today's the last day where they offered this 30% discount to join Gaia Events Plus for $199 for a whole year, which is absolutely amazing, given that there's tens of thousands of dollars worth of seminars there that you can watch at any time, do it anytime, learn at any time, plus all the 8,000 plus series and documentaries and everything they have on there. If you feel inspired to join them today, and you can use the discount by using the link that's up there in the live chat, and then just hit the claim my discount button. That's it. And then you are all set for that. Let me welcome you all in the live chat here, and then we'll dive into today's topic. And boy, we're going to dive into today's topic. This is really, really important right now. I see Michael is here. Mr. Pierce is here. Good to see you. Jackie Sue, Lee, Mark, welcome so much. Kaz is here. Saskia is here. A lot of names that were present on Saturday as well. Sandra is here. Priscilla, Carol, Son of Tor. Frank is here. Steve is here. Welcome. We have Nicholas from Austria. Hey, Nicholas, wie geht's dir? We have Robert here from the Netherlands. We have Heather. We have Susan. That's cool spelling. Victoria, Kathy, Sheila, Gary, please wake up. Stuart, Sammy, Ingrid. So good to see you all from Belgium. Jason, Lynn, Nathaniel, Barb, everyone. So good to see you all. Justin, thank you for tuning in. So, Inspired Tribe, I want to make this a 3-piece live stream. We're going to dive into 3 perspectives that all belong together. And today's topic is the greatest alliance in human history. And I believe this is the call. This is the calling that we all feel. It's of the utmost importance. And we're going to peel the onion, and we're going to get from all the way out here what we see happening in this reality, why this work that Dr. Joe Dispenza does and that we do in our own ways is so fundamentally important. It's not just another teaching. It's not just another thing that you do. It's not just another seminar. It's fundamentally important that we do this work, all of us right now. We're going to get to this. But let me dive into some things that are currently happening around the world that are absolutely not just worrisome. It's red alert, people. I mean, we're looking at right now countries that are flat out coming out and saying, listen, we're going to mandate this experimental gene therapy, the EGT, it's what I call it. And the countries that are currently flat out forcing people to get the experimental gene therapy are Austria, Germany, Greece, in the EU, in the European Union, which is a political body in itself that has a lot of authority and also unelected authority over the European Union. The president of the European Union, if you will, she called openly to suspend the Nuremberg Code, which is the Nuremberg laws. The Nuremberg Code was implemented after the horrific crimes of the Nazi regime, which over many, many years abducted people, made forced medical experiments, horrific stuff, eugenics, you name it. And so the Nuremberg Code pretty much says, and this is in a nutshell, that no one can be forced to participate in a medical experiment or any other medical procedure against their will. So this is the Nuremberg Code. And she openly came out and said, we should think about suspending this. What this means, Inspired Tribe, is that if you are then in the European Union, you can be taken off the street, grabbed off the street without due process. They can pretty much do anything to you, medically speaking. It's absolutely horrific to even think about it, but this is really what's happening, and there's a reason why I'm saying all of this. We have countries and other countries that already have implemented this mandatory experimental gene therapy, which are Indonesia, Micronesia, Turkmenistan. But that's I'm talking countries that are implementing this for the whole population. Now, many other countries are implementing this for sections of the society, for the workforce, for the government workforce, and whatnot. So basically, this is a backwards force to participate in this medical experiment. Then there are other countries that are openly now putting people in camps. I mean, camps without due process, without a judge, without a jury, without a trial, without a charge. They're taking people from their homes and putting them in camps, literal internment camps, because they apparently tested for something positive and then they left their house or whatever. I mean, completely, absolutely unthinkable things that are happening on the planet right now. And we have now a system in place, a global system in place that is doing things that are unthinkable. Were unthinkable just a few years ago. Not unforeseeable, but unthinkable for vast sections of society. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we've been observing something that is not just bothersome to me, it actually angers me almost in some ways. And what I'm seeing is so much bickering, so much fighting, so much division amongst the people over small and insignificant stuff compared to what's happening right now. And what this great alliance, what we call the greatest alliance in human history, it's an alliance for freedom. And we're at a time where there are only two paths left. There's either a path for freedom that's for individual freedom, for individual sovereignty, for sovereignty over your being, over your body, or a path that's against that. And if you are someone who believes that you can or you support mandating, telling other people, or even forcing them to put something in their body or have something done to their body or have medical procedures done, then this is not a place for you anymore here on the Inspired channel. We do not stand for that. We don't care what people believe about any medical procedure. We don't care what people believe about experimental gene therapy or vaccines. And it's your private business what you believe about that. It's not what this is about. If someone here believes they have the right to force someone else to do something, then this is not the place for you. There's a clear line in the sand. When someone forces someone else to do something, that's absolutely against everything we stand for, have ever stood for, and will ever stand for. We stand absolutely for freedom, complete sovereignty and freedom. This is going to be the path forward. And when I see, and this is what I'm going to get into here in a second, And this is the path that we need to understand. This is what's happening now. I know people don't like to think about this. I know people don't like to acknowledge this. But what we're in is in a war. We're in a spiritual, in a physical, in a physiological, in a psychological war. That's just what's going on. And in a war, you have to at some point decide what you stand for. And the thing is, I can vibe with anything. I can respect perspectives. I can accept that we're very different. I can accept that we believe in different things. I can accept all of those things. What I cannot accept is that someone believes they have the right to force me or anyone else to do something. And this is the fundamental definition of freedom. The fundamental definition of freedom is not that you can do anything you want at any time. The fundamental definition of freedom is that you cannot be forced to do anything you don't want to do. That is the fundamental principle. That's the fundamental definition of freedom. And I'll tell you something when it comes to definitions too. And this is also, go and look up definitions pre-2020 for 3 words. Definitions for 3 words before 2020. Pandemic, vaccine, and herd immunity. These words meant something different 2 years ago. The definition for these words has been changed, officially changed, without talking about it, without letting people know. So these 3 words now mean something completely different than they meant just 2 years ago. That in itself means that most people are talking about 2 very different sets of things here. Very different. Had that definition not been changed, we wouldn't be in this situation because we wouldn't classify it as such. That being said, but what really is bothersome to me, and we will get into the solution part of this, trust me, because there is a solution. What really bothers me is if I read through the comments on various social media sites, on our YouTube channel, there's bickering about completely insignificant stuff compared to what we're facing on this earth today. I don't care if you're a Baptist or if you're a Buddhist. I really don't care. More power to you, whatever you believe. But if that belief system includes freedom, then you are now on one side. Then you are now on the side of freedom, on the side of humanity, on the side of a real, authentic future. If you are not on that side, then I don't care either what you believe in. But then that's a clear statement too. And I will say this again. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that anyone will ever tell me what to do with my sovereign being, my body, or tell my family what to do with their sovereign body and their sovereign being. You try this. It's not going to go over well. Ever. Ever. This is a clear statement. This is for freedom, for sovereignty. We are a loving, a peaceful, and an inspired movement. And the reason why we're calling for the greatest alliance in human histories, so we can peacefully turn this around, because this is really what this is about. And now I'm asking you, if you are from Indonesia, or if you are from Canada or Australia or Belgium or Germany or Austria, and you have different religious backgrounds, you have different ethnic backgrounds, you have different cultural backgrounds, but you all agree on this one fundamental thing, that you all believe in freedom. That's all we need as the greatest common theme for this movement. All we need to believe in, all of us, is freedom. And we can get together for this. And what can we do with this belief, with this greatest alliance? The most important thing is not what we can do, but what we won't do. This is what this alliance is really about. Imagine an alliance of hundreds of millions of people around the world who agree on one thing, that they want to live in freedom. The fine print we can work out later. Right now, it's about turning this thing around. Right now, it's about stopping what's going on and releasing these dark forces, letting them go and releasing them into the ether where they belong. And this will only be accomplished if we can agree on this one fundamental thing, that we will not force each other, that we will not impose our will upon each other, but that we will respect our personal freedom, liberty, and sovereignty. If we can agree on that, we can form the greatest alliance in human history. And the way we can express ourselves is never through violence, never through any of that crap, is through peaceful non-compliance. I heard this so many times now from so many people, I can't afford to lose my job. I got to do what I don't want to do. I will be forced to do this because if I lose my job, I won't be able to support my kids. This is even bigger than this moment. I will tell you something. If you believe you're doing a favor to your family or your children by complying, what are you teaching your children? They will learn that you have to go against your conscience, your consciousness, your better judgment, and your intuition, and that is the only way to survive in this world. And it is not true. You have to overcome the fear of this. And this is where we're going to lead into in the last section of this live stream, how to do that. This is the most important thing, that we build a peaceful alliance of people that are not complying with anything that goes against their individual freedom and sovereignty. It's peaceful non-compliance. You know what? There's countries now where without a certain certificate or QR code, you can't go and shop in a store. Well, you know what? If you go there alone, it's going to be very tough for you to do anything. Well, create shopping groups. Come 300-400 people that shop at the same time. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Nothing. Go create a Telegram group, a weekly shopping group, and show up 500-600 people at the supermarket. What do you think they can do? Nothing. They're going to sell you the product, sell you the goods, and that's how it's going to be. For every single service, this can be done. No force, no violence, none of that. Peaceful non-compliance. Peaceful non-compliance, people. Step into your power. This is not going to go away on its own. This is not going to disappear. No matter how much you comply, there will be more and more pressure, more of everything. This is a dictatorial fascist takeover. It's happening all over the place. It's the new party. It's the GCP party, and you can figure out what that stands for, the GCP party. GCP, that's the new party that we have. It's a one party all over the world operating with little satellite regimes in different countries, different organizations. And this is how this is being pushed through against the will of the vast majority of the people. The vast majority of the people do not want this. They don't believe this. They don't support this. They're not a part of this. And so I will say this again very clearly. I respect your beliefs. I respect your views and perspectives. That is part of me as a free being, respecting your freedom. Whatever you want to do with your body, put into it. It's your choice. But if you tell me that I don't have that same right, and that you want to tell me what to do with mine, that's where it ends, that's where it stops. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And the reason why we need to come together as the greatest alliance in human history is so we don't have to get to the point where we will have to defend ourselves. So we don't have to get to the point where there will be violence. No one wants that. So we need to do this now so we won't pay the price later. This is a logical, very logical thing. This is not fear-mongering, people. It's nothing to do with fear-mongering. It's like saying there's dark clouds in the sky, you see the lightning, you hear the thunder, it's all here, right? And you say, no, it's totally fine to sit out here with an umbrella and just wait till lightning strikes. No, you go, okay, there's a big-ass storm out there. I'm going to bundle up, I'm going to go inside, I'm going to find shelter. This is what this is about. So don't pretend there is no storm. There's a big-ass storm. It's there. So the greatest alliance we only need one thing in common. We don't need to believe in the same God. We don't need to believe in the same things. All we need to agree on is that we will respect each other's freedom and never use force or violence to force something upon you that you don't want. Isn't that something easy to agree on? I mean, this is what the fundamental principles are that this country was founded on, and the nations, the 6 nations, the indigenous nations that came before us, that founded their tribes and nations on, that inspired our Constitution, inspired our Bill of Rights. This goes back, the idea of freedom isn't new, but the idea of freedom is being not just threatened, it's being crushed right now. And for it to not just survive, but thrive, we need to come together in the greatest alliance in human history, the alliance for freedom. All we need to agree on. Let that sink in. We can be as different as we want to be. But right now, we have one common goal: to promote freedom in every way possible and to not comply with anything that goes against it. Easy as pie. If we come together, if we connect, if we bring this about, it's game over. Simple as that, game over. I'll tell you something. I will not sacrifice my principles, my deepest moral beliefs for anything. For anything. I've made that decision a long time ago that before I sacrifice my principles, I'd rather die than do that. I would never sacrifice my principles. That means incarceration. It means incarceration. All of that does not scare me. What would scare me is who I would become if I ever sacrificed what I truly believe in, what I stand for, and who I am. That's what scares me. If I would ever allow myself to become that version of me because of fear, to become a coward, and to become a fraction of who I really am, to comply with something I have zero respect for and I don't believe in. This is what's at stake here. This is the biggest test in human history, globally speaking. It's never been like this before. And the reason why we were so excited about this opportunity to introduce you all to the in-depth teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza is because that's where your power, your inspiration, your creator power comes from. It doesn't come from violence. It doesn't come from fighting. It doesn't come from arguing. It doesn't come from screaming. Your power comes from within. It comes from going into the deepest place, connecting with the creator, with the field, and creating from that place. This is what I said. This is the three pieces of this live stream. Number one is acknowledging in what situation we're in. It's dire, it's dark, and we need to face and acknowledge it because that's really the biggest inspirator for change, realizing this is turning into something really shitty here. We need to change. The second decision here is to come together for the greatest alliance in human history, the Alliance for Freedom. Again, whether you're a Baptist or a Buddhist, it doesn't matter. If you can agree, whether you're a Muslim or you're a Hindu or whatever it is that you subscribe to or believe in, if you also believe in freedom, if this is part of your fabric, the fabric of your knowing, believe, spiritual system, then that's what it takes. That's all that it takes for us to agree on right now. Forget the fine print. We can worry about that later. Because in a time of war, my enemy's enemy is my friend. That's always been true. This has to be true. We need to make friends with the most unlikely of people because we need to align around this fundamental principle that we are a free people and that we will remain free and that we will promote and extend that freedom everywhere, right? We need to really rally around this idea. Nothing else matters at this point. Nothing else is important, only this. Because we will have nothing else if we don't have freedom. Nothing. It'll all be gone if we don't have freedom. And so that's the second. That's the Alliance for Freedom. Go bundle up. Connect together in our Inspired Tribe Telegram chat. It's a great place, and really speak about the principles of freedom. Talk about this. Share it. Share your ideas. Share your views. And stop bickering about the little shit right now. Come on, people. Grow up. Grow up. We really need to come together on this. Our comment section so often is like a kindergarten. Like people fighting about who has the bigger red ball. What does it matter? What does it matter? We can worry about the shape of the earth in a year. We can talk about this. If we don't have the freedom to talk about this in a year, we won't figure that one out either. So we need to focus on what's really at stake here, what's really important. The third part of this is the integral part, is that you go within that, you find that place every day in every way, overcome your mind, overcome your body, overcome your urges, overcome your habits, and go into this eternal place of love and peace from which the inspiration will arise, from which the ideas will come, from which everything else will come. This is the fundamental source of your power as a co-creator. This is where this comes from. It isn't a place of anger that will heal us. It is a place of healing and love that will heal us. And we then need to bring this inspired action into the realm. This is what gives you strength. It takes away your fear. It takes away your anxiety. It takes away your worries. It allows you to connect with the true power that you have. If you believe that your security is connected to some job or some income stream or some person on the outside or some regime out there or some politician, no, there isn't a politician in the world that can save us right now, that can pull us out of this. It's only us. There is no figure out there that will come and another human being that will fix this for all of us. We created this. We apparently needed this. And so we need to show up for ourselves. We need to show up for families, show up for our children, show up for our future grandchildren and the generations to come. And this is the time for the greatest alliance in human history, the Alliance for Freedom, a peaceful, non-compliant alliance. Don't do anything that goes against your conscience, against your better judgment, and against your intuition. Simple as that. Promote freedom. Stand together. Create shopping groups. Go and flood the shopping center with 500 freedom-loving people who go there and shop at the same time, have no intentions of showing any QR codes or any crap. Just go and do that. And we can turn this ship around together. One day at a time, one non-action and one action at a time. Forget any violent forget any of that. That's old world stuff. This is how it always worked. It's like Max Egan so beautifully said, a violent revolution only lets that person win, who has the most guns, and then we're going to have that person impose their will on us. What's that going to change? Nothing. We need to first step into the principle of freedom. This is what's here now, what needs to be done. So form that, create that, do that. And again, I want to make one thing abundantly clear. We, Kristin and I, as we're creating this, as we're lovingly showing up for our Inspire Tribe every day, we are not here to fulfill certain expectations. We're not here to fit whatever image some of the people out there might have created of us in their minds. This is what we do. This is what we feel inspired to do. We're going to speak our mind, speak our heart, speak our truth, feature whoever we want to feature. That's what we're here for. If you like it, we love that you're here. If you don't like it, it's fine too. Bye, Felicia. It's totally fine. No problem. No problem whatsoever. But I will make this clear. We will never, ever support anyone who supports some sort of medical rape force or any other force against the freedom, the sovereignty of people. Never, ever. If you believe this is what we stand for, you're in the wrong place. The Inspired Tribe, the Inspired Channel is not for you. If you respect each other's freedom, respect each other's sovereignty, there's an open door for you any day of the week, any hour of the day, anytime. This is it. This is perfect clarity. If you ever forget this, come back to this live stream so you know what we stand for. Inspired Tribe. It starts within, and you got to find that eternal place of love and peace and unity. Live that. Freedom, sovereignty. It starts here. Live that, express that, speak that, stand in it. There is no more time to hide or to sit it out. There's nothing to sit out here. You can't sit this out. Everyone's got to make a choice here. And also, and this is probably the hardest pill to swallow, you need to accept who is for this and who's against this. Who is for humanity, for freedom, and who's against humanity and against freedom. Oh, thank you so much.
This is
Sarah.
Sarah Maddox.
Sarah Maddox. Thank you so much, Sarah. We really appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. Listen, it's the hardest thing for me to accept that there is division, but there is a fundamental division that I believe right now is not to overcome. And that's what I was just talking about. The people that stand for freedom or the people that stand against it. I don't see a way how we can coexist in this way when people want a certain section of the society, when they want to force them with violence, with incarceration, with internment, with all those things if necessary. I don't see how there can be common ground. This is the only thing I cannot find common ground on because I cannot accept that. I will not accept that. So, in that regard, yes, there are two distinct groups, and that's just how it is. You got to accept that. And these lines, these division lines, they go right through families, they go right through friendships, right through relationships, right through companies. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. That's something we need to accept. And that's the only thing I cannot vibe with. I cannot go along with force, with violence, with blackmail. It's just every piece of my being uh, rejects this. I can't, and I won't, ever, ever. You come with force, it's not good. You come with force, you need to accept the consequences. Inspired Tribe, what do you say? Can I get a I'm in? I know you're doing the 3:30 challenge. Keep
Oh,
showing.
how's this going? I want to know.
Yeah, we'll talk about this in depth more tomorrow. I know you're doing the challenge. If you haven't been showing up for yourself, start again today. Start showing up again today. If you've fallen off the wagon, jump on it back again today. Do it. You know how it works. We talked about this. If you forgot the details, go back to that live stream last week, the 3:30 challenge. This is an integral part of what we're talking about here. You cannot get strength from anger. You cannot get strength from frustration. You cannot get strength from hate. You get strength from going into this deep place, connecting with the Creator, where there is eternal love, where there's eternal unity, where there's eternal power, true, authentic power. That's where this is coming from. That's the place to go to every day in every way. This is the source of everything. So please, please do this. Please show up for yourself. And again, I can only encourage you and tell you, imagine if you could get a complete, amazing education in one of the most important fields. I call this the spiritual university. Imagine if you could, for a tuition of $200 a year, study with Dr. Joe Dispenza, with Greg Braden, with Bruce Lipton, with Dr. Stephen Greer, and other amazing teachers every day in your own pace, at your own time. Rewind, replay, go back as much as you want to. Imagine if you could do that. If you feel inspired, please click the link. Join Gaia Events Plus. It's an amazing investment, but only if you feel inspired, right? This is what this is all about. But I'm asking you one more time, in all clarity, are you willing, ready, and inspired to join us in creating the greatest alliance in human history for freedom? So we can all rally around the principles and ideas and fundamental knowing that freedom is the path. Can you join us in this? Let's build this everywhere we go. And don't sweat the small stuff. If people try to argue with you about the small stuff, say, listen, right now, in the face of tyranny, all we need to agree on is freedom. Freedom for you, freedom for me, my children, my family, my grandchildren, the generations to come. Let's do this. The greatest alliance in human history, Inspired Tribe. In any way, if you have ideas, if you have a vision about this, do it, share it, communicate it. Let's do this, tribe. We have the power. We've always had it. We just now starting to realize it. And we will remain unapologetically free. Till my last breath, I will remain unapologetically free. Okay, tribe? Here's my pledge to you, my pledge to everyone. I will live, breathe, work, do anything I can to be in freedom, promote and expand freedom. Travis, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. We do appreciate you all so much. The contributions we received over the weekend, the Christmas shopping y'all have done in the Inspired Merch store, especially.
Oh, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow is 15% off.
There you go. Tomorrow and Wednesday, 15% off in the Inspired Merch store. If you want to do some Christmas shopping, this one is literally, it's going all around the world. I mean, we love to see people are ordering this all across the world, the unapologetically free. But there's great other stuff in the Inspired Merch store. Thank you for your support. You're supporting our work. It's what allows us to keep showing up here in as many ways as we can. So, tribe, thank you again. We'll see you again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard, right here on the Inspire channel, as the greatest alliance in human history, the Alliance for Freedom.
Please hit the like button.
Yes, please hit the like button on your way out, and we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central. Love you all. Bye.